so tired of seeing the church that is so polished. Find out when you pull back the curtain, there is something so impure. God is saying, I want a people who are pure. I want a people who have my passion. I want a people who see what other people are missing right now. You know, Aaron, I have a story. My youngest son, Arden, when he was a sophomore, he was playing golf, but he also wanted to go out for basketball. And he kept, he had to work, he had to read, and he was so tired that he kept falling asleep while he was reading his book. So I remember I had Arden on my bed, and then my daughter-in-law and my very first grandchild on the bed, and I began to read out loud the book, the English book they had sent home for my son. And all of a sudden, Arden was looking forward to the next page. He closes the book, and he said, I hate this book, don't read it anymore. And I said, what's going on? And on the book, it talked about being an Olympic masturbator. Oh yeah, because that would be right for English, right? And he said, Mom, I hate this book. And I said, okay, all right, you don't have to ever read it again. I said, I'm calling the school tomorrow. So I called the school and I said, hey, listen, my son is troubled by this book. And it's hurting his conscience. He doesn't want to read this book. And they said, oh, okay, we'll take care of it. And I said, don't embarrass him. Don't embarrass him. Just make sure that he doesn't have to read any more of it. Well, the teacher made a fatal error. She walks into the room, she holds up the book, and there's all boys. And she said, somebody's mom doesn't like this book. And she walks over to Arden and she said, you want to read the girls' book? Or do you want to read the book that we read last year? And Arden was like, I'll read the book you read last year. And then two other boys were like, we need this book too. And she said, well, everybody that likes the book, come with me. And she left Arden and two boys in the classroom. And she called me and made it sound like it was a happy moment, like Arden has a reading group, they're going to be in the library together. But my 16-year-old son or 15-year-old son who is over 6 feet came home and started crying. And that was when I realized that I had messed up. Because I was okay with my son not reading the book, but I had forgotten about the entire school system reading that book. And I called the school and I said, I am so sorry. I realize now I have made a mistake. I am putting an excerpt of this book on my Facebook. They said, we don't want you to do that. I said, you're going to have to give me a better reason than that. They woke up on Monday morning to 500 messages. Everybody was like, why are we doing this with our children? I came in, I met with the principal, who was a mom, a grandmother. She was like, how in the world did this book get in our curriculum? Well, it was a Newbery Award winner. It had all of this incredible praise on it. The teacher wouldn't even meet with me. Because I told her, I said, you have sexually abused these boys. You are sexualizing our children. So she wouldn't even meet, and Arden got transferred into another class. And guess what? All of the teachers got sent through a course on how to pick curriculum that was in alignment with their core virtues. Public school. You need to use your voice. You need to use your voice. Don't wait. And Arden said from then on, everybody was like, if you don't like anything about any of these books, don't tell your mother. Because I actually made them put it all in writing. I made them apologize to all of the parents for putting that kind of crap in Colorado schools. But I guess they're doing it again. All right. I love this quote by Margaret Mead. She said, never believe that a few caring people can't change the world, for indeed that is all who ever have. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be those that are focused, those that are committed, those that are united in purpose, those that actually care more about their children than they care about what it might look like. You know, there's a quote, a famous quote by Golda Meir. She said, we will have peace with the Arabs when they love their children more than they hate us. There comes a time when you have to make that type of exchange. And if you aren't seeing what's going on, we have an anti-Semitic spirit and an anti-Christ spirit. And an anti-Christ spirit and an spiritual warfare, which means we're going to have to be spiritually discerning and spiritually awake. Jenny, do you remember on my 60th birthday, I told you, I said, I was out watering something in my backyard, and I overheard a conversation. I heard, she is strong in her soul. Get her before she is strong in her spirit. I'm going to tell you this right now. Strength in your soul is not going to be good enough. You are going to have a strength in your spirit. You have to understand that this is not a flesh and blood war. This is a war against principalities and powers and rulers of cosmic in the high places, the heavenly realms. We are warring with something that you can never fight in the natural. It has to be fought in the spirit. I was in South Africa.